I'm wondering from a lawyer's perspective and also the citizen of this country, how do you assess the current political climate? What do you think is happening right now?
Well, so I'll give it a particular bent to the political climate on the law. And that's where most of my focus is, and on immigration law in particular. So I have known ICE officers for 3 decades or more. I have known DHS lawyers. In fact, I had 2 judges who came out of my office, and I know many others. And I've always respected them. And I don't think they're were evil or bad or would deliberately do something that was violative of the law. And what I am seeing on TV, and this is TV, but it's real, of masked men smashing into cars and pulling people out of them without a warrant, arresting citizens because they're brown or speak Spanish or have some other visible characteristic that they think renders them likely not to be a U.S. citizen, is absolutely abhorrent. And I can't imagine any of the people I've known in the past doing such things. I think this is being done as a deliberate policy to terrorize people, to get people scared, to make them think that they have no chance of success in court, that they should give up now because there's no hope for them. This sickens me. Now, I will say that I have won many cases since Trump was elected, and I expect to in the future as well. Mm-hmm. I expect judges to be fair, and if they're not, I will appeal from their decisions. I don't think the people who are smashing car windows and pulling people and shooting paint guns at priests and pushing old men down on the pavement, I don't think they're ICE officers. I don't think they're ICE employees. I think they're new hires of whatever kind who have had no training and are not consistent with the people I know. I mean, their behavior is very different from what I've seen. They're cruel. They're savage in their approach to other human beings. I mean, there is absolutely no reason in the world to rip a mother away from a child and handcuff her and take her away. There's no reason for that. Even if she's illegally present, there are other ways that an ICE officer would deal with that, including the timing of the arrest, maybe not detaining them, but allowing them to show up in court as they're supposed to, or taking other action that is far less violent than what they're doing. To me, this is absolutely abhorrent, and I don't know where the courts are. I mean, the lower courts seem to be holding their own, but I was utterly shocked by the Supreme Court's decision that a brief detention, without specifying what a brief detention was, based on race would be okay. No, it's not. You don't put. They're saying that brief detention is a week or 2 in jail or 30 days in jail. That's not brief detention. Imagine what it would do to you if you were put in detention for 2 weeks. No warning, no ability to prepare yourself or others for your arrest. And now you're detained. And you may not be able to get hold of them. You may not be able to talk to them. You may not be able to organize a defense and figure out, what your rights are or are not. And they did this with particular focus on groups that thought they were safe. So, for instance, the Nepali-speaking Bhutanese are truly stateless people by any definition. They were thrown out of Bhutan because the Bhutan government said they were not Bhutanese. The government of Nepal would not accept them any more than the United States would accept, 10,000 Australians because they speak English. They were, in fact, from a view of nationality law, they should have been Bhutanese citizens. The Bhutanese burned their villages, pushed them out, killed some of them. It was like pogroms. And so they ended up in a refugee camps in Nepal, run by the UNHCR. So those individuals really had no country that would accept them as their own. We agreed to take them in, and we did take them in. And some of them got in trouble for serious crimes or not so serious crimes, and that rendered them deportable. And they thought incorrectly that because people in the past recognized that you can't deport them to Bhutan properly, that no one would try. But as soon as the Trump people came into office, as you probably know, that's exactly what they did. And they did it as fast as they could. So I would hear of a case on a Friday night, and within a week, my client would be in Pike County Jail on his way to the airport to be removed. To where? Supposedly Bhutan. When they go to Bhutan, what happened? Well, the Bhutan government wouldn't let them in. So what did they do with them? They drove them to the border with India, and they basically paid for people to smuggle them over to India. What kind of nonsense is this? This is just terrible. It has resulted in some individuals committing suicide. Some individuals have not been heard from since. And it is also exactly what the Convention Concerning Refugees wanted protected countries not to do. So President Trump, when he was running for office, famously said, they're not sending their best, they're sending their criminals, they're whatever. Okay, first of all, they're not sending anybody. Most of the people who come to the United States, whether legally or illegally, come on their own volition. They don't get sent here by Mexico. They may be Mexican coming here. That's different. And yet, that's exactly what the United States government did. They sent people that they didn't want, whether wisely or not, to another country having no right to be there. So you now have former refugees in the United States in a country where they have absolutely no papers to work, to live, to do anything. And this is so fundamentally wrong, it makes me angry. And yet, there's very little we could do about it in the time we had. It's taken a while to start, organizing the arguments because, nobody was ever this cruel before. Nobody was ever this thoughtless to what the purpose of a law was, not just the letter. And the Trump people in the Border Patrol and in ICE have made a fetish of attacking people and making it humiliating, going into an apartment building by helicopter to take butt-naked children out on the street with ties on their wrist. These are kids, and they will grow up to be men and women, and they are not going to forget this, and nor should they, and nor should we, because this is fundamentally wrong, and if there's nobody left in this country to stand up to it, we're gone, we're lost, we're over, because this is against every American value there is that I can think of. We don't treat children like that. We don't treat even suspects like that. We don't throw concussion grenades at our own citizens. We don't wear masks when we arrest people. We don't refuse to answer questions like, what is your name? Or what is your badge number? Or which police department are you working for? And yet they're doing that right now. And they're doing it as if it's okay. It's not okay. And those people should pay a price for what they've done, including the particular individuals who make these arrests, who break into these cars, and I don't even care if they were following orders. Following orders does not give you the right to do something that is illegal. And there should be a reckoning for this day. I don't know when it's going to come, but I hope it comes soon.